Hi, welcome to today's On This Day in Tudor History. I'm Claire Ridgway. I'm the author of that book just there, which is the inspiration for these daily videos, giving you lots of Tudor tidbits about marriages, baptisms, executions, because there were quite a lot of them, and various other Tudor events. Okay, today I want to wish happy wedding anniversary to Mary Dudley and Henry Sidney, who are long gone, I'm afraid, but who got married on this day in Tudor history, the 29th of March, 1551, which was, of course, in the reign of King Edward VI. Now, Mary, you might recognise her surname, Dudley. She was indeed the eldest daughter of John Dudley, Duke of Northumberland, and his wife, Jane Guildford. Henry Sidney was a member of the famous Sidney family, a very prestigious Tudor family. He was the eldest son of Sir William Sidney of Penshurst in Kent. You might have heard of Penshurst Place, the beautiful property in Kent. The bride, Mary, was somewhere between 16 and 21. We don't know her birthday, as is the way with many Tudor people, while the groom was 21. They were married at Esher in Surrey, and then they had a more public ceremony at the Dudley family home, Ely House in London, and that was later. That was on the 17th of May, 1551. It is not known how this marriage came about, whether it was a love match or whether it was just, the families negotiating it, as was the way then. But it was a good match for both bride and groom, for both families. Henry Sidney had been a constant companion to the young King Edward VI since 1538. So since Edward was only one at that time, and he was one of his principal gentlemen of the Privy Chamber. So he was a trusted friend of King Edward. And Mary's father, John Dudley, was Lord President of the Council at this time, the man in charge of leading Edward's government during his minority. Henry went on to be knighted in October 1551, so just a few months after their marriage. Now, their marriage appears to have been happy and successful. They had 7 children together, although only 4 sadly survived childhood. Their children included Mary Herbert, Countess of Pembroke, and the famous Elizabethan poets Sir Philip Sidney and Robert Sidney, 1st Earl of Leicester. Now, Mary, she's one of those ladies that intrigues me, a fascinating lady. She was very, very well educated and is known for her intellect. She knew French, Latin, and Italian, and she corresponded with and visited John Dee, who you'll know from my video just a few days ago was that alchemist and the man that communicated with angels, mathematician, astrologer, a very, very intellectual man who had his finger in all kinds of pies, and was a famous scholar as well. Now, she began serving in Queen Elizabeth I's Privy Chamber in 1559, so not long after Elizabeth had come to the throne. And she was with the Queen when Elizabeth became ill at Hampton Court Palace in October 1562. Suddenly, the room has suddenly filled with animals. I'm sorry, but they can't really give cameos. But the room is full of animals at this point in time. They're sort of running around my feet here. So any lack of concentration, that's because I'm thinking, So she was with the Queen when the Queen became ill at Hampton Court Palace in October 1562. The Queen, it was thought that she'd got a very heavy cold, but it actually turned into smallpox, a highly contagious and often fatal disease. Mary, as one of Elizabeth's trusted ladies, nursed her royal mistress through her illness and ended up contracting smallpox herself. Now, Elizabeth was very lucky. Although it was thought at one time that she would die, she got through the smallpox and got off very lightly with just light scarring, because smallpox could really leave scars. But Mary didn't get off so lightly. Apparently she was very badly scarred and disfigured from the disease. Her husband, Henry Sidney, recorded, "When I went to New Haven," that's the English name for Le Havre, "I left her a full fair lady, in mine eye at least the fairest. And when I returned, I found her as foul a lady as the smallpox could make her, which she did take by continual attendance of her Majesty's most precious person, sick of the same disease. The scars of which to her resolute discomfort ever since hath done and doth remain in her face, so as she liveth solitarily, sicut nicticorax in domicilio suo, like a night raven in the house. More to my charge than if we had boarded together as we did before that evil accident happened." So he's saying, that Mary is so disfigured that she prefers to stay inside. And I find it really quite sad that he calls her as foul a lady as the smallpox could make her. If my husband wrote something like that about me, he'd be in for it. So it is sad that Mary suffered so much as a result of her loyal service to the Queen, but it was her duty, it was her job. Although, as her husband's words suggest there, that Mary hid herself away, she did actually continue in her service to the Queen at court. She accompanied her husband to Ireland in 1565 when he travelled there as Lord Deputy of Ireland, and the couple both accompanied their mistress, the Queen, on her famous 1575 visit to Kenilworth Castle, which was, of course, the seat of Mary's brother, Robert Dudley, Earl of Leicester. Now, Henry Sidney died on the 5th of May, 1586, and Mary died just a few months later on the 9th of August. They share a tomb at Penshurst Church. Mary's biographer, Simon Adams, writes of the couple, "The Sidneys were in some respects the golden couple of the court in the early years of Elizabeth's reign. But from the end of the 1560s, they became increasingly embittered by what they regarded as shabby treatment at the Queen's hands. They both felt unrewarded, unappreciated for their long and loyal service to Queen Elizabeth I. And I just find that very sad, that, these people that worked so hard, did their duty, just felt like that and suffered as a result of serving their Queen. But it was what nobles were supposed to do. They were supposed to put their monarch first. The sovereign was everything, and you were their servant, and you were expected to sacrifice things for the service of your monarch. So there you go, the wedding of Mary Dudley and Henry Sidney, who got married on this day, 29th of March, 1551. Sorry about the bangings. The dogs just decided to walk in and out of the room. It's crazy here with building work going on and all sorts, and trying to get my videos in before someone starts drilling or something. And also with my cold, I think the building dust is making my throat kind of worse. Oh well, we'll struggle through. It's all good fun, isn't it? Anyway, you can subscribe to the channel by just clicking there. And of course you could hit the bell to be notified as well of new videos going live. But I'm here every day, so you can expect at least one video a day from me with some Tudor information. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.